We are here for a fun chat today. So, we've decided that we really just want to be able to come to you today and just talk about whatever comes up that feels and seems really fun. So, I am Andrea Gullick, and this is Barb Gibson, and we make our own rules to let her be heard. How are you today, Barb?
I'm great. Thank you. Way to have fun with our intro there, Andrea. I love it.
I know we've had lots of chats, haven't we, Barb, about, what, we are really here to let her be heard, whatever capacity that is, whatever voices are maybe not able to say what they want to say or feel comfortable in what they feel. And we've decided that we're just making our own rules. If that's what we're going to put out there for people and really support them in knowing what feels good for them and what feels fun for them, then maybe we should lead the way. So yeah, we kind of just change it up however it needs to go.
And who, like you say, who gets to make the rules anyways, Andrea?
Oh, exactly. Whose rules are we following?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Ooh, we talked about that before, I think, but yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know what?
I'm going to write that down. That's a good topic.
Yeah, well done. Perfect. I love that. Because
okay.
this is the thing. Like, we're new to this game and we kind of know that. And I think in some ways we've kind of tried to play by the rules, or what are the rules, or how do we do this? And we're just kind of like, nah, we're just here to have fun, even if the topics feel a little challenging, or a little, they bring up some things around, feeling stuck, or feeling like you don't fit, or feeling like life's really hard. Because I think you and I are both pretty much advocates for life can still always be fun.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice. And that doesn't mean that we make fun of life and we make light of life.
Yeah.
But I call it joy, kind of like that, Andrea, that fun is, for me, it's a joyful feeling. And joy isn't like the fleeting happiness of, it's just a consistency of peace and finding joy in some way in everything that happens. And I truly believe that's a choice. It's always a choice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's the thing. We've mentioned that a number of times too, in terms of what's your definition of fun, and do we actually ever sit and like feel into, because things can look fun, they can look joyful, and yet actually we're kind of like all a bit of a, I don't know about this on the inside. And so perceptions and receptions is pretty important too, that there can be plenty of people that are kind of, it looks like they're living the life and it's fun and it's joyful, and actually they go home and they're kind of rocking back and forth in the corner because they don't know who they are.
Oh, isn't that so true? It's kind of like that, being in a room with a bunch of people. You're not alone, but you're lonely.
Oh, that is a really big one. Like, that is a really big one. I'm assuming that I certainly experienced that after, we always go back to what were our defining moments. And I think our audience know pretty well that we have a similar defining moment in a lot of ways. But that was the biggest thing. It was to be surrounded. And I don't think you have to experience loss or death for that. I think that can be a really common thing, is that we're so surrounded by people and stuff and all of that, but we're not really there. We're still really lonely because there's a disconnection.
Yeah. And Andrea, I know our thoughts are probably going in a lot of directions right now, but as we think about this, talk about it, I'm thinking about gratitude too, that like go back to a big defining moment for both of us was our husband's passing. So when my husband passed, and I had to find, that's what I mean when we talk about it's a choice, is you get to choose to find something. And so like one of the things for me was there was going to be more room in my closet. We had a small closet and there was going to be more room in my closet.
I'm not laughing. I'm not.
You're laughing at the size of your closet. I know.
No, I'm not even. I just like, that's, yeah, like that's an interesting way to look at it. I probably wouldn't have looked at it like that. But what, you know, because we did gratitude too. Like it took a couple of years, but, you know, gratitude came at me in particular because it was really important for me to show the boys what we still had.
Yeah. And don't you think that's true in every situation?
Absolutely.
No matter what
Yeah.
happens, what do we still have? What?
Yes.
And when you choose to start looking for that, you'll find it. And when you choose to look for the what we don't have and all the things that we wish were different, that's when that sadness, how do you say that? You say it, suffering creates
Oh yeah,
suffering.
the difference between pain and suffering, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
and just really, like if we're on the topic of fun, like if this is what we've come into today, it's not fun. It's not fun looking at what we don't have. It's not joyful. It's not peaceful. It's the complete opposite. And so what happens if we choose to flip it?
Yeah.
And by no means, you know, I come back to this a lot too. By no means is this a just don't worry about it. Like, just get over it. It'll be fine. Like, just look at your closet and go, I've got more room. That's, I mean, like,
No.
we're not kind of not
Yeah.
playing on the surface there at all. Like, there are things where we really do need to sit with it and go,
It's both and.
yeah,
It's
what,
both and. Sit with the pain and look at the what we still have to be grateful for. And
and this, I really want to take this, if it's okay, Barb. I really want to talk about why we had the recording last week, because if,
yes,
you know, our viewers that come in live and stuff, they would have noticed that we have the same clothes on and we'd recorded 2 episodes in 1 week. We didn't do
because we can.
we didn't do a closet change or anything to try and cheat you, because we were both, as we said, we were both living our life. Now, living our life, that took you into the wilderness and a beautiful trip with a beautiful soul and amazing photos. And I'm really happy that you had. I can see the little missing part where Andrea wants to stand right beside you, but all in good time.
We will. Yeah.
And so you were off. So talk to me about that. What were you off doing last week that maybe sort of ties into this?
Well, you know, it was cool because I'd met someone online through another group and that I'm in Facebook, and we became friends like 4 years ago. And we took one trip to Canada together, and she lives in California. I'm in Michigan. And so we've done some other short things together. And we did another week this time in California. And we stayed at some Airbnbs, and we went to Sequoia National Park. And oh, I have a kid. Yeah, this is Nemo.
Hi, Nemo. How you doing?
I'm still on my trip, and I'm at another friend's, and all the animals love me here. But and we went to Yosemite, and it was just really fun to be with a friend, like-minded soul, that I love, and we just had a great time. And I'm still on vacation. I'll probably be gone this week and next week, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so it was just a lot of fun, and yet, things happened. Things have happened while I've gone, and I was just telling you before we got started, Andrea, I got a phone call today or a message today about one of my taxi customers that I've transported for 7 years. It passed away, an older gentleman, and the sadness of not seeing him again, but yet the joy of all the talks we had. And he used to call me, he'd say, "You're just like a wife, just like my wife." And I said, "Why is that?" And he'd say, "Because all you do is ask me for money."
Oh my goodness. Nice.
To pay for his taxi ride, But
Man.
just the fun that we had together. And then I got word that another friend passed this week. And so those are moments that, I sit on the deck and think about their lives and celebrate the good that we had. And also just feel the end to that relationship like that, but still have the memory. So it's been a both and trip. And I think that it's both and a life of the pain and the joy. And, whenever you have love involved, and we're all looking for love in some way, somehow, and we have love, we receive love, we give love, all that stuff is what causes this.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's so interesting to say that, because I had Nemo's sister. It's a boy.
Nemo.
Yeah.
Nemo's a boy, yeah.
So he's just running his own show there. That's so
Yeah.
cute. So, but yeah, I had a conversation with a really special person this week as well, in terms of that, like they're in a place that they probably don't really want to be in. Like there's situations that they have no control over that is changing the course of their life, and that can be distressing and upsetting, like you say, with Bob and stuff. And they were sharing about the tears. There's so many tears. And it made me realize that, or my belief, I said, that's just all the love that you have.
Yeah.
That has nowhere else to go. And so it has to come
I love
out.
that, Andrea.
And, this is the thing we talked about when you shared about, losing Bob and stuff, in terms of that we can still find joy and happiness and peace in the moments that are so incredibly, tough or challenging as well. And this is like my living life last week was not trekking through mountains and finding Yogi Bear. You didn't send a photo of Yogi Bear for me, but
we did see a bear though.
You did see a bear. Yeah, see, that sounds like sort of kind of fun. But yeah, I went to Brisbane to present at a conference or a camp, and it's called Widows Camp. And, I'm not sure too many people are rushing out to get front row seat in that camp, but that's the way that life rolls, and people already have, the prerequisite to get into that camp. So, and yet it sort of feels like, oh my goodness, what did you do? Did you just cry? Like, wouldn't that have set you back? Like, how hard is that? Like, why would you do that? And yet it was so much fun in so many ways, in terms of meeting and connecting with like-minded people that have shared a similar experience. And there was people all different levels. There were people that I was wondering how they were even out of bed yet, let alone getting themselves to a camp. But we all need what we need. And I think that's the thing, is that when we can really truly accept that even in the darkest moments, we can choose to see and experience fun, and it really is how I know that, you lose your job, it probably doesn't feel like much fun, but then there's what possibilities and different opportunities open up that might provide a whole lot of, that happened with my husband. He changed his job, and he's met great people and loves where he works, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, you hear so many stories like that about people who've gone through something that in the moment seems so like, how could this be, and all that, and then they're on the other side of it. But Andrea, I want to go back for a second to, I was thinking about, I knew your widow's camp thing, and I went, and I was more like one-on-one, and you went doing life, and you were speaking to a group, like how many people? 40, 50 people, 100 people? You
40,
have a lot of,
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And I just, we can step into the world and have fun in so many ways. And part of the reason I wasn't there, but I've been to things like that, is that you have this common thing. So you can, the language, how to talk about it, you've been through it. So we can say stuff to people that other people would be like, oh, I couldn't say that. But there's a familiarity when you have similar experiences that can let the joy come out, and we're not afraid of saying the wrong thing. And
absolutely. The thing that was coming up when I was sharing that, and when you were talking about the one-on-one or the group or however it is, I think the funnest thing that I ever experience is the impact.
Oh.
And okay, last week was an impact in a room full of people, fantastic. But when I was thinking about this topic, I'm like, one of my funnest memories, Barb, is where we used to live, our house was much bigger. And I would put music on when the kids were little. And I would scoop them up, and maybe not the boys, because boys are a bit different, but definitely Harani. And I would scoop her up, and I'd be dancing around, and I'd be just, oh my gosh, the energy would be just like crazy. And I'd put her down, I'd be dancing. I can't dance for anything. Like, they were not great dance moves. Music is so fun for me, so fun. And like, if I draw it back to that impact, the impact on my kid's life, to see how much joy and how much happiness, and just putting music on and dancing around the kitchen like an idiot, like just crazy dancing. And the impact of maybe standing in front of an audience and being very uncensored about what my journey was. It was love after loss. And I'm very candid about how I've come to be in this position and what it took to get here. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way for everybody, but its impact, there's just something about knowing that who we are or how we are has a ripple.
Oh, doesn't it though? I love that. Here comes Nemo.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like dancing, like my grandkids, we often talk about, does anybody have a grandma as crazy as your grandma, and they're like, no, but they love it and it's fun.
But even having Nemo, like, look at Nemo, like you've said this so many times, that the animals where you are, it's just like, oh, Barb's back. It's like, even animals can feel the fun. Like, we're saying fun, but I mean, fun stands for so many things. It stands for connection. It stands for peace. It stands for love. It stands for just the joy and the energy that we have. And animals are really instinctive. So while he's got his butt in your face at the moment, he must realize how much fun you're here.
This is a great episode for Nemo to be on.
Isn't it? Totally. But yeah, and we have a couple of people that are kind of, they're with us, and we would love to know who's here. And, what is fun for you? Like, what does fun feel like? What does it look like? What's your funnest memory that you that you have? Like, I mean, one of the funnest memories I have is getting stuck in the sand in the desert and thinking that a picnic blanket would walk instead of a max track, like, man, that's like, this is my thing. Like, a lot of the time we hold back from situations in case, it might be dangerous. It might be, we're unsure. Like, I mean, how much fun I have telling that story of how ridiculous it was to think that a picnic blanket would actually help me get out of the sand.
I know. And spontaneity. Don't you love spontaneity, Andrea? I'm pretty spontaneity.
Really?
Spontaneous. Spontaneity. I make up words too.
Because it's fun, right? It's fun.
Yeah. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night and like, oh, the moon's out there, better get up and go for a ride. And or I get up and go, like on my trip, I got up and went and watched a sunrise. I wish I could show you guys a picture. It's a phenomenal picture. The rays and the reflection in the water. I was at Lake Tahoe, just unreal. Andrea, I bet there wasn't 6 people there. Joanna, energy flow, dancing, singing, laughing, playing with my children, flowing, love and light. This is a fun lady, Joanna is.
She knows how to have fun by the sound of that energy flow. I love it.
Yep. She does the stuff with her kids. Yeah. But like, that was so fun. And there were about 6 people there. And I'm like, you guys are missing the show. You're getting some more sleep, but you're missing the show. I can sleep this afternoon when the sun's really bright and it's, there's not a show going on, but whatever. I'm not comparing and saying one's right or wrong, but just spontaneity. Be crazy. We're not saying crazy. Like, we're not that, right, Andrea? We're not.
No Robin Banks. Like, it's frowned upon, okay?
Yeah.
Stealing is frowned upon. Okay? Don't do that. And that's the thing, isn't it? Is that, maybe in the moment, like, life life has stresses. We're not silly. We're not thinking that we can all just, dance around on the lightness of life, because, well, I don't think that we grow. I mean, for me, the lightness of life is the reward of how we manage the more challenging times, because we're all going to have challenging times. I really do believe that we're going to have times where we're like, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing here. I really don't know. But yeah, that is life. And yet this was one of the things from the weekend, because there was lots of different speakers, and there was a lady there, Julie Cross, who I feel like our message is very similar, and I love it. And she's like so high tempo. Like, you've seen me at high tempo, you've seen nothing until you've seen this lady. She's incredible. And her message always comes back to the same thing. You have to choose. Like, life's going to get messy, and it does. And sometimes we create it. Sometimes other people create it. Sometimes experiences create it. Sometimes life is messy. Choose.
You know what? I say we always are choosing, Andrea. You're always making a choice.
Oh, you know. Have you got over there, America?
We do have
It would be Barb in America.
We do. We play cards in America. We play Uno. Now, I don't know about after tea with everyone. We don't like.
You don't do tea. You do dinner.
Oh, is tea dinner?
Yeah, that's the evening meal. We're not. I mean, Jill might want to confirm that, but I'm not sure that she's doing like tea and scones and then playing. I think she means over here. It's a bit of a mix. I say dinner, other people say tea, but it's usually the evening meal. Depends where you come from, I think, sometimes.
Well, we all play cards and we all eat, so I guess we're all set. We can have fun.
After food, we play cards in Australia and America because it's fun. I love it. I love board games. Actually, that's a really good point. I feel like I'm shouting again today. My energy is quite high. But, oh, my gosh, I love board games. That, to me, is a lot of fun.
You're not competitive at all, are you?
Me? Never.
Jill, oh, good. It is after eating.
After eating, yeah. Yeah, we used to play cards like when we traveled Australia in the caravan, because there was a lot of times that wasn't that fun.
The caravan is like a circus.
It was a circus at times, jamming a couple of teenagers and a 6-year-old in the same confines as 2 adults. That was fun. But yeah, we would get up and play cards in the morning. It was like the best thing, because we never really had anywhere to be. We just got to just hang out and be there. So lots of time to find some fun things to do. But yeah. Oh, we've got someone with here we go. Oh, I don't even know what that is.
That's going to be a link that we click on something, and she's going to show us something. That's what that is.
We're going to do that after we finish so go check it out.
She's probably laughing at us now.
Yeah, exactly. And Diane is
laughing too.
And you know what? That is that's another thing that came up from the weekend. And I know that this is something that I don't even need to ask if you believe this. I just know that you do. But laughing really is the best medicine.
Oh, I've got a big plaque in my house that says it. Laughter is the medicine of the soul. Is that what it says? No.
It's your picture.
Oh, it's my picture. Joanna, yes. Oh, thank you. You put it in the group. Awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, click on that picture. You'll see how beautiful it is. I got some other really good pictures.
See how beautiful the picture of you is.
Right. No, it's the one I took that I'm talking about. The sunrise. Joanna, you could put a picture of me in there too, though, Joanna, wouldn't you? Because, if I don't think I'm beautiful, who's going to think I'm beautiful?
This is it. And if we don't think that we're fun, then who's going to think that we're fun?
And these ladies that have just commented, we know if they could be live, they would be laughing with us. So
absolutely. And that's the whole thing, is that it is amazing to have fun, out trekking in Yogi Bear land with a beautiful friend. And it is fun to hold the hearts of, as crazy as that might sound, that I found it fun to captivate an audience and hold that space on something that is really, really quite challenging for people.
Yes.
There was a lot of fun moments in there, because my life can be a bit of a shit show at
I
times.
knew you were going to say
You
that.
knew I was going to say that, and my head's like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Like,
I almost said it for you.
A circus. Like, my life can be a bit of a circus. And so, you know, I'm kind of happy to put that out on display because I think we can all be a bit that way. But if we can't have fun just within ourselves, like to choose that, because it's an energy. That's what fun, happiness, excitement, peace, that's energy. And it's the way that we want that energy to feel. And we are the ones that can change and manipulate that. Like, that's the power that we have.
Yeah. You know, Andrea, I was just thinking about this. Oh, there's another one that's probably my picture.
It'll be beautiful.
Thank you, Joanna. You know, something, Andrea, really quickly, sometimes there are circumstances in life that you think you're not supposed to have fun. Well, they're happening.
Oh.
And, you know, for me, I remember when Fred passed and I started laughing and I felt guilty.
Mm.
And, you know, if there's somebody out there, I just want to encourage you that even though there's the chaos of life happening around us, it is okay to laugh. Like, I was thinking about Bob, and, you know, today it really hit me that this has happened, that I don't get to see Bob again. And then we can sit here and laugh too. And I know Bob would want me to be laughing. So, you know, to give
Because
ourselves
one doesn't
permission.
replace. That's such an important point, isn't it? One doesn't replace. You're not sad now about Bob passing just because we're laughing.
Right.
It's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what experience, because I found that too. And that was something that was really challenging for me, because I did feel like there were certain expectations on what it meant with how I chose to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you now that there was not 1 minute less of pain when I was having fun.
Right.
Just that fun was on the surface, or laughing or smiling, and it's really important to distinguish from that. And
yeah.
Sorry, but go on about your permission thing. I'm sorry, I spoke over the top.
No, to just give yourself permission. That sense that Bob is always with you. Yes, Joanna, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
But to just, you know, you don't need our permission, but yet we're giving you permission to give yourself permission to, it's okay that you laugh, even when times are tough and things are chaos. And, you know, because that's the definition we put on things of, it has to be either or. And, you know, Andrea, I'm always saying both and. It can be both and. So.
Because the one thing that I did learn, and this is reiterated on the weekend, was that if we're going to sit and wait for life to be in order before we choose happiness and fun and love and peace, we may never get there. Because you know what? We're never undoing our widowhood.
Right.
Like, there are things that can never be undone. They are permanent, and they are hard yards permanent.
Yeah. You know, to make it a little lighter, I don't know if you guys have an ad on TV, but the kids go off to college, and, you know, mom and dad are packing the car and getting the kid all in the car, the you know, saying their goodbyes, and it's all sad. And as soon as the kid starts driving away in the car, mom and dad are like, Yahoo, you know, and they're going to have a party. Like, it's okay. It's okay to have both band going on. So yeah, I just wanted to stop and encourage that for a moment.
And it's actually really important.
It is.
It's actually really important if you want to live a life that is full of, you know, both and.
Yeah.
Like, it's really important that you give yourself permission in wherever you are. Like, there was a speaker last weekend, and I mean, I don't know how quickly he repartnered, but by the sound of it, it was relatively quickly. But this man, he lost his whole family, Barb. Like, I lost my husband. This man lost his family of 4, and he survived. And I don't want this to be heavy, because this man is not heavy in his delivery, but and he said, I didn't really think about it, but I'm sure there were people probably judging me for how quick I moved on, but I didn't really think about it. And this is the whole point. What is right for me may not be right for you, and it may
Right.
not be right, but we're all individuals. And what happens if we do get to choose what is
Yeah.
right for us?
Yeah.
I can imagine that's a powerful place to be, to consciously
Yeah.
choose what's right.
And that makes me think, as people watching someone else, having both, and love it. Yeah, thanks, Joanne. Um, that to not be that person that judges that stuff. We don't know what's right for someone else. And what if we're just always trust them to know what's right for them?
And trust that if it, like, there's no right or wrong if we go with that, but some things end up feeling good and some things don't feel that good. So can we allow people to make the decisions that maybe take them to a place that doesn't feel good, and allow
Exactly.
them to realign
Mhm.
and to readjust? And we're all here to have our experiences. And if
Mhm.
I want my life to be all full of fun and frivolity, and you don't, that's okay. But I'm going to be fun and
Yeah.
frivolous as money. Anyway, we'll make up our own language, you know. But yeah, like, can we just choose what's right for us and allow people to choose what's right for them? Because
As a
there's a
bottom
lot of
line.
fun in that.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of fun. So
Yeah.
another awesome, fabulous morning. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into this fun little
Yeah.
chat today.
Thank you for posting those things, Joanna.
Yeah.
I love it. Appreciate it.
We'll catch you next week. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.